Hey guys, welcome back to Tripping on Bricks. Today we have some guests with us. As you all know, I'm Lily and this is Molly, we're the co-host, Tripping on Bricks. We are going today to take some quizzes and then talk about what it's like to be within the different majors at Western. Kind of a fight of the majors, just to see, which major is the best? I'm kidding. That is the point, though. So we're going to go around the table real quick, and we are going to introduce ourselves and say, what our year at Western is and maybe our major. And then for our question that we're going to start off with is going to be, really quick, what was your dream career as a child? So I'm going to start right here.
All right. My name is Marika. I'm in my third year doing my biology general emphasis degree.
A dream career as a kid?
Dream career as a kid, I think would probably have to be like a vet, which is pretty classic.
That is classic.
I mean, who doesn't like animals? Went to the vet. They do really weird things I wasn't very comfortable with, particularly with temperature taking and some other things.
Don't like a thermometer?
No.
Okay.
But I feel like kind of that appreciation for a living being kind of followed me into middle school and then college.
Very nice, yeah. Very nice. As you guys know, my name's Lily. It's also my third year at Western. I'm a history major. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a gynecologist / rock star.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, double it up. Obstetrician, more specifically, it was gynecologist and obstetrician, and it switched all the time. Me and my friends would hang out, and we would put on performances for our parents, as every kid does. We had a Barbie boombox, and the only song in it was All Star from the Shrek soundtrack. And we would perform that, and then we would go downstairs where we had an elaborate thing set up, and we would pretend to all have babies and deliver them. And it was kind of crazy. We were way too accurate with it. It probably should have. You know what? We had a fascination, and we appreciated it. And I wouldn't be able to handle it. I'm too queasy for that now. And I don't want to have to perform for people every night. So, yep. Yeah.
My name is Molly, as y'all know. I am technically in my senior year. Doesn't mean it's my last year. And I'm an English creative writing major. But as a child, I wanted to be a journalist.
You're following through.
Yeah, I'm also a journalism minor, so there's that. And I wanted to be a fashion designer. Whether that's the same thing at the same time or one of the two, I don't
combo
remember.
career,
Another
honestly.
double
Yeah, double whammy. It's
Well, I
worth it.
specifically wanted to be in fashion journalism.
Okay, so
there's that part. But yeah, I'm kind of doing that now anyways, so.
exactly.
That's so lit. I'm Meredith. This is my third year at Western also. Does not mean it's going to take me 4, though, because internships in the education program are crazy. I am a math major.
Woodring is hard.
Woodring is insane, dude. It's weird. I am a math major, but I'm math elementary education, aligned. So I'm getting my teaching certificate, but I'll get endorsed to teach K-8 math, which is the goal.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I actually did want to be a teacher, but I also wanted to be a baker. But I can't bake at all. I'm so bad at it.
Dude, baking is chemistry, and math is chemistry. You're
I
so
don't,
close.
You would think I'd be really good at it. I don't know.
I feel like you're just
I think it's part
right
of my
there.
fear to cook. That's part of it too. Is I'm just gonna mess everything up. So I'm gonna let someone else do it. I have a roommate who's a really good baker though, so I let her deal with it all.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, now that we've all kind of gotten to know each other a little bit more, we are going to spend 5 minutes. I have a timer, so I know that I've said 5 minutes before and then 5 minutes has not happened. But we're going to do 5 minutes and we're going to take a quiz. And we all have different quizzes. So obviously we all told you our majors. We are taking the quiz for our opposing major. So Marika's a biology major and I'm going to take a biology quiz. I'm a history major. Marika's going to take a history quiz. Meredith is a math major. And Molly is going to take a math quiz, and Molly is an English major, so Meredith is going to take an English quiz. And then we're going to chat a little bit while I get to grading the quizzes. They're all multiple choice, and they're completely unbiased. In the past, there has been accusations that when quizzes happen, they are biased. And I did not create these quizzes, so they're unbiased. So yeah, I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes, and obviously you can talk. Rules are no Googling.
Got it.
That's the only thing.
I'm allowed a calculator.
Molly's allowed a calculator because she's doing a math quiz. All right, 5 minutes on the clock.
Flip.
Already? I don't know what this is. I know that's.
This is low-key embarrassing.
Yours is going quick.
Dude, it's really easy math.
Okay, so we could have given you 15 is what I'm hearing. Wait a minute, what? Oh.
Okay. That's a big word that I've never seen before. I took Bio 101, but I do not know what that means.
I did not know spelling would be on this.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a chronic like bad speller.
No, because I was like, I don't really know what an English quiz is. Like, I feel like I could quiz you on like historical like books or something.
I was ready to like do an analysis of like To Kill a Mockingbird.
But then this came up, and I was like, no, this is perfect because it's been a long time since I've done a quiz like this, like middle school.
Oh man. Okay.
It's pretty cruel.
Dude, I'm not even on the fourth
I'm happy I'm
question
not you.
on
I'm
mine.
so bad at history. One thing in school I could never do.
Last night we were watching TV, and Rika was like, keeping that in mind, I'll remember that one.
We were watching Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
Very historical.
They talk about the Salem Witch Trials in the Civil War.
Oh, so it's like
So I was taking notes.
basically History Channel.
play that in classrooms. Let's
Yeah,
start a
like
petition.
really.
Okay, I'm done.
That I know that's unfair.
Whoa.
The last one was the hardest.
I should have given you the hard quiz.
I think you should have.
Recite the quadratic
It was so
formula
hard.
right
It was
now.
math I'd never done before. I was like, I don't know what that means.
I don't know,
I feel like I want to do ranked choice.
You could do that, sure.
I
No.
feel like I should have told you like how many years of math I did.
I tried to make them like all like the same level of like difficulty.
Okay.
So the math quiz they gave me for the first time was like beyond I think the difficulty of the other three, and so I switched it. Okay, well I know it's not that, so it has to be
Okay.
that.
Process of elimination. That's the way to do this.
Yeah,
honestly.
no, that's the only way I'm doing. This is how I took like bio quizzes in Bio 101.
Oh yeah.
There are some
Fun.
correct answers here. I
What?
could have sworn these are both correct.
Maybe they are. Maybe it's to trip you up. Fun fact for the listeners and watchers, and for Shayna in the booth, because Shayna's clicking away today. Me, Shayna, and Tim all took Bio 101 together, and we all were like split up into different groups, and it felt like the professor, like I don't know if it felt this way to Shayna and Tim, but I would joke that it felt like the professors were like, the professor was like, these three, gotta get them separate, can't have them in the same group together.
I took bio with Tim in freshman year of high school. That's how I met Tim.
His group was not like mine or Shayna's. Okay, so clearly I'm gonna take the longest. That's okay. There's a minute left. I'm just gonna start
I gotta put
randomly
my name
doing
on the
it.
top of
Oh,
this.
you don't have to. I just.
No, yeah, take your time.
No, I
You
have
have time.
I'm just like conditioned to do it. I don't know.
I'm just randomly gonna choose.
It's like goes fast.
I haven't taken like a paper quiz
Yeah.
in so long.
I know everything's just like online quizzes now. Everything's on Canvas, which I'm honestly grateful for. But
Yeah. And the last like quiz that I took was for a journalism class, and so it was just like remembering things. Like
Oh,
I haven't
yeah.
had to like do a problem in so long. And sort of like, yeah.
that's pretty real. I had a midterm, and I'm in like it's a teaching math class. It's
Oh,
like
fun.
teaching K-8 math.
They keep trying to get me to take that.
It's actually really fun. It's really cool.
I failed math 112 twice.
You actually would probably love the teaching K-8.
But
But
I was gonna go to Woodring, and
Yeah.
then like I've recently like started to question, and so like the math professor has been like, please take the teaching math, and I'm like, I don't want to take another math class for a while, guys.
It's a silly class, especially for my professor. I'm with her name's Rebecca. Love her. She's such a silly lady. She loves BTS, and so she like integrates it in all our word problems. She's like, if I have 7 photo cards of Jimin and I have a total of 20 photo cards, how many are not of Jimin? And I'm like,
That's adorable.
it kind of kills me. That was literally on our midterm exam. It was so silly. But what was I thinking of? Oh, it was weird. Like, we got our midterm, and she was like, okay, here's your exams.
Okay, I have
blah,
3
blah, blah.
questions left.
Oh, you got it. You can do it.
Breaking your own rule.
Shut up.
But she was like, here's your exam, yada yada. And she's like, okay, I'm going to have everyone take 3 minutes, just read it. And I was like, whoa, okay, thank you. I'm reading through it. And then she goes, okay, another 3 minutes. Now talk to your neighbor about what you saw. And I was like, what is going on? And then we talked about like this whole strategy about like reducing test anxiety in kids by not giving them like the pressure of spending their test time actually reading the
I
questions.
think I might have taken this math class.
Which is actually really cool.
Yeah.
The like conversing, that part threw me off a lot because I was like, that feels like cheating. But then
Right.
it's like, who says that's cheating?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I get to make the rules. I'm gonna be the
What
teacher.
did you do right before you came to class? Like, you conversed.
Okay.
You studied.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yay.
So, actually, instead of, I think, grading them silently, real quick, what we can do, because I have all the answers here, is we'll just go through the quizzes.
Oh, cool.
Let's announce
chat about it.
how bad. I think mine's definitely going to be the worst, so, like, no pressure. Because it's been a long time since, okay, don't look. Don't look at my biology quiz. I'll put my name at the top, too. So we all know. We can take these home. They're a souvenir for you guys.
I might put it on my fridge if I do
Yeah,
well.
beautiful.
I'm feeling proud already.
Yeah.
If I do well, if not, burn it.
Okay. That's okay.
That's what I believe.
Okay, so Marika, her grading goes first. Obviously, if you want to take your pen and show give the ones you got right and wrong,
Do some
so you can
marks.
put it on our fridge. The question 1, the answer is George Washington.
Bingo.
Okay, fantastic. Question 2 is 1066.
Oh my gosh.
What was the question?
It was the Battle of Hastings took place in which year? I said 1588.
I don't even know what the
I don't
Battle
know
of
what
Hastings
that
is, guys.
Definitely
in college, they
unbiased.
like don't teach you about like American history as much as they do like other history, which is beautiful, but it means I'm lacking since high school.
Yeah.
Question 3 is Sumerians.
Yes.
What was the question?
It was which ancient civilization is credited with creating the first known form of writing?
That was beautiful. Question 4 is 1789.
Oh, I was so close. The French Revolution began in which year?
The French Revolution was actually the inspiration for the American Revolution. If you didn't
That was the
know.
other way around. Are you kidding?
Oh.
That's why I thought it was. Okay, that's why I got it wrong.
Wait, but
The French Revolution happened first, I thought.
1776, Lily.
1776.
That was the American Revolution.
We were talking about this in the staff.
I got
meeting
it switched.
yesterday.
I got it
then
switched,
the
guys. I got it
French
switched.
needed
switch.
America
Okay, question
for the
5 is
revolution,
Winston
yeah?
Churchill.
Yes.
Hamilton, I
Okay,
had faith.
beautiful. That's the World War II one, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
British Prime Minister.
Question 5 is Mongol Empire.
Yes. Genghis Khan.
Genghis
Genghis Khan.
Hard to forget.
I feel like history is easy because if you've watched Night at the Museum, you're probably fine.
Honestly, yeah. That's the way to do it.
Question 6 is 1215.
Yes. Oh my god.
What was that?
It was the Magna Carta.
Oh.
I-
Question
it was random.
7 is Amelia Earhart.
Yeah.
I felt like that one was easy.
Who flew solo across the Atlantic Ocean?
Can't believe that they found her. Honestly shocked.
Right?
The crabs, all correct.
Oh,
like,
don't even want to think about that. I think that gave me a fear of crabs.
Question 8 is B, United States and Soviet Union.
That was the Cold War.
Okay. Question 9 is 1989.
Yeah. That was the Berlin Wall.
Oh, nice. Question question 10 is Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, that was who was the
Yeah.
leader in Nazi Germany.
Yep. Yeah. Question 11 is 1929.
Okay.
When the Great Depression ended.
Started.
Oh, okay. Guys, I'm telling you, it's like they don't teach you about American history. Lately, it's all been about like Haiti and the Caribbean. It's
Oh, yeah.
not about America. Question 12 is the Mayflower.
Yes.
That would have been crazy.
Well, the other one was Santa Maria. and I
No.
think both
That
of
was
them-
that's the next boat that
Oh
came.
my
The Nina, the
gosh.
Pinta, and the Santa Maria. They came after the Mayflower.
Yeah, they were like together, right? The three.
You have
Yeah.
to. You just remember
Trio.
by the Lonely Island song.
I don't know what that is.
You guys know what I'm talking about? The Nina, the Finta, the Santa Maria. I can't say the rest of the lyrics. Okay, question is, the next one's New Zealand.
Dang it! That was who granted women the right to vote first.
Oh, it would be New Zealand. And then the last one is 395 AD.
Dang it.
What was it?
It was the ancient Roman Empire divided into 2 parts in which year?
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Just tell me the answer.
Number 1 is B, a cell.
Going, don't.
Number 2 is D, DNA.
Okay.
Number 3 is C, photosynthesis.
I got that one right, guys.
That's right.
Number 4 is B, mitochondrion.
Okay.
Number 5 is A, Watson and Crick.
Nope.
Number 6 is C, lack of membrane-bound organelles.
Okay.
Number 7 is D, lipids.
All right.
Number 8 is C, they lower the activation energy
Guessed
of
on
reactions.
that, so got it right.
Fantastic.
Next.
The next one is B, carry oxygen,
Got that right too.
and B, hydrogen bonds,
Okay.
and B, mitosis,
All right. 1 second. Oh,
I think I did really good.
okay. 12.
B, photosynthesis,
Oh, damn. I had that, and then I crossed it out. Next, 13.
D, kidneys,
I got that right.
nice,
There you go.
C, chloroplast, and then A, mitosis.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Perfect. And then hand this over to Molly, and if you
Okay.
guys want to do yours, and while we grade our quizzes.
I'm nervous.
All right. 1 is B, joyful.
Okay.
2 is C, went. 3 is D, bright. 4 is B, finish.
Okay.
5 is A, receive.
Damn it. Okay. It's the spelling. I told you.
Receive is so hard. I still can't do it.
It's hard.
6 is C, children.
Don't look at mine.
7
You can look.
is A,
Don't look.
quieter.
Mm-hmm.
8 is C,
What?
apple.
Yeah.
9 is B,
I haven't taken a biology
such.
in a while.
10 is B, she said hello, like this. I don't know what the
Yeah,
question
the
was.
comma and the period inside the quotation.
Yes.
That one took me a while to get. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, that still gets me. 11 is B, she sells seashells by the seashore.
Mm-hmm.
When they put that one on, I was like, that's crazy.
I read it and I started laughing and I went, no, it's that. And I was like, oh, never mind.
12 is A, graceful. 13 is C, on. 14 is C, they walked to school. And 15 is B, whose.
Solid. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
I did better than I thought. You know, I should have known for C. I before E.
It should be the page before for the math.
Page before.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Number 1 is C, 8. 2 is C, D. Number 3 is C, 5. Number 4 is
This
C,
is upsetting.
8.
Some people struggled.
Number 6 is C, also 8. B, 12. C, 16. B, 5. D, 9. A, right.
Dude, Molly got 10 out of 10.
Okay. Anyway, I
This is
kind of
a-
felt like I was reading like bingo numbers during
Yeah,
that.
no, that's what it feels
A little
like.
bit.
Okay, perfect. So grade your guys' quizzes, and then we can, while you're doing that, we're gonna start chatting about, you know, what it's like to be in our majors at Western. So to start off, we're gonna let's talk about. I hate you. I absolutely hate you. No, look at this. Show the camera. Do you see this? She got an A. She put an A on her own paper. That's not okay.
Oh my
Some
goodness.
people got D's today. That's okay. It was
Someone
me.
should write see me after class.
No, because if that
Oh
was a
my
real,
gosh.
because if that was a real quiz, professor would be worried. Don't look at it. I got 4 out of 15. Yeah, let's be honest. Let's be honest. I think mine was probably the hardest. Like, because
It
like
sounded
read the
pretty hard.
questions. They are. If you haven't taken a biology quiz in a while, it's hard. And you know what? That's okay. I'm willing to take one for the team.
Someone had to do it.
Exactly. Okay, so we're gonna talk about how you how did we decide our majors and what like influenced your decision? And then also like, have you ever changed your major, or like, how do you feel confident in your choice of major? Like, yeah, and just like kind of what led you to the point of making this decision? For me, I know I took a gap year, and during that gap year, I had like multiple ideas, and I was like, you know what? I think that I really like history, and I would be okay with that being what I did for the rest of my life. And that took a while to decide and come to that compromise for myself. And then I came to college, and then 3 weeks in, I declared my major, and everyone was like, whoa, so early. And I was like, it's chill, guys. I like this. And only most recently have I questioned my major. But it was not a question of should I be a different major. It was a question of should I drop the social studies part of my major and just be a history major. So I'm staying true to history. It's just the social studies part. And purely, I'm questioning it. I was for the part of it that made me take econ.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's...
Econ is love or hate for sure.
Honestly, yeah. Like, it's bad. And it's like, don't make me take econ. Yeah. I feel confident in my choice. Yeah. What about you guys? What do you think? We can just chat.
Just
Everyone chat.
Yeah.
Just gab.
I guess my story is pretty linear. I think I was not only lucky to find what I liked, but also be like in like a family that gave me a model for it really early on. Like both of my parents went to college, and they both work in science. So it was like really easy to see it and then know that I liked it. And I think one of my biggest drivers for knowing I was right about biology, I feel like in middle school I kind of knew, and then I followed like higher level classes for it in high school, and then I knew once I hit junior year that I was correct because I failed out of every other class except for biology.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, okay, like clearly something's clicking here. It was really kind of like a circumstantial thing. So, but I graduated.
I could have used you. I could have used your help in high school. Because like my sophomore year, which was your freshman year, I passed with every class like with an A except for biology. So you could have like been my aide, but no.
You guys just need to like link up, do it together.
We have now. We found each other.
Boom.
Yeah.
It happened.
You know, I did actually get Marika's help when I took bio last year. Yeah. One time. We
Use your
watched
resources.
Percy Jackson, and I was like, I need help, please. And if Marika ever took a history class, I would hope that she would chat with me about it.
Yeah.
I think that's the beautiful thing about college is it feels like there's a lot less like rigid rules about like, I don't know, asking for help. I think, which is why I think I feel so confident in my major is because like, I know that I took the time to like think about it, and I asked for help from other people around me. The deciding factor, well, for being for possibly being a teacher, the deciding factor was I graduated high school, and then I went back to high school to pick up pottery that I had left there, and it was like right before summer like started for teachers, and I ran into my photography teacher who I just like had absolutely loved. She's one of my favorite teachers, and she was chatting with me, and I was like, oh, I'm moving like across the country, so I won't see you again. She was like, oh my gosh, I want to see you so much. She was like, what are you gonna do? And I was like, I think I might become a history teacher. And she was like, I've always known that you would do that, and I think you'll be great at it. And in that moment, it was like having an outside perspective really helped. Like I think that's good.
I had another one of those moments. It was in middle school. My bio teacher wrote on my yearbook, when we did yearbook signings, she wrote, you did so well in this class given how much you didn't pay attention and just talk. And I was like, yes, this is a sign.
Yeah.
Like
being honest
that really
with it.
kind of, yeah.
What about you guys?
I had kind of similar experiences. With like the teacher thing, I had this one teacher my senior year of high school. I was supposed to be in this like college high school calculus class, and then it got cut.
The big leagues.
And so they threw me
in high school.
AP calculus instead, which was a weird transition. But it wasn't even AP calculus. It was weird. I don't know. But that teacher, I loved her. She also went to Western to become a math teacher. And her and I like connected because I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to go to Western, you know, whatever. And she's like, I see so much of you or me and you, or whichever way it goes.
Yeah.
You and me and you, whatever.
Me and you, I think.
Me and you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
And you
she
should know
was-
you just took the English quiz.
Well, I only got a 12 out of 15, so
Fair.
that doesn't make much sense. But no, she was really sweet, and I always loved her, and I was like, I want to be a teacher like you, because even though it was like a calculus class, she didn't treat us like we were like had to be smart because we were in it, which I really appreciated, because I feel like, especially when you get into like higher level classes and more like advanced ones. I'm saying advanced in air quotes. I don't know if anyone knows that.
I think the more
But-
I think in college, it's like the more you get advanced, for me, the easier it's become.
It honestly
My
does.
like almost
yeah.
400 level history class, like we like chat most of the time. It's like
Yeah.
us sitting and chatting. And like my 100 level history classes, they're like, you need to read this many pages a night and do this much, and like, and I don't know if that's like how it is for all the majors, but like I definitely know for you, like it's definitely gotten difficult
getting
over
hard.
it's getting hard, but I think it's like you feel more comfortable also,
Yeah,
and so there's that addition of that, and then I think for my major, like because I feel more comfortable, they're like there is more room to have these open discussions, and because you know things and you have like gained this knowledge.
Yeah, I think also for like, at least for the more humanities majors, it's like you're more able to like take the classes you want to take. Like,
Yeah.
right now I'm taking a women's lit in the 19th century
Oh.
class, and that fascinates me.
I think I'm gonna take Golden Age of Piracy
Yeah.
next quarter.
like that kind of thing. And yeah, that's what I've found as I've gotten to the upper level credits. But my journey to my major was really complicated and way more convoluted than it needed to be. I went from being like, from like age of 12, I was like, I'm going to be a journalist. And so I went through like all of the steps to do that. Like I was going to go to like this national journalism conference in middle school and like freshman year of high school. I was on the yearbook committee. I was the editor-in-chief of the yearbook committee. I was like, I'm going to be a journalist. And then the pandemic hit, and I had way too much time to think, and I was like, maybe I don't want to do that. Yeah, I applied to, or I like told Western about my like interest of coming here under like the idea that I was going to be a journalism major, and so they were always sending me info on the journalism department. But yeah, and then I also took Running Start, so I had way more credits than
Hate the running
because I was
start people.
expecting.
Sorry guys.
I was expecting to like get immediately into my major,
Not being from Washington, it really sucks.
but then I didn't know what I was doing, so I had all these credits, and I was feeling the pressure of the university to declare because there's the 105 credit hold. Because I reached that, I got all my GURs done after my fall quarter at Western,
Oh my gosh.
and then I had 105 credits after my winter quarter at Western.
That's so
Oh
many.
my
I'm
gosh.
only now reaching like 90.
No, for
Yeah.
real, me too.
It's like taking
I have
time.
like 165, but whatever.
Molly.
So I felt really pressured to do that. So I declared, I was like, I like writing. Okay, I'm going to be an English major, creative writing. Went through like a year of that and was like, I don't know if I want to do this actually. So then I switched to art education because I was like, that actually sounds like something I would be really interested in. Did like 2 quarters of that, and I was still going to be minoring in creative writing. And then realized that I was not enjoying that either, and that I actually did want to be a creative writing major because I was enjoying my minor more than that. And so went back to creative writing as a major, and then added 2 minors on top of that because I realized what was actually happening when I was a creative writing major the first time was that I was only a creative writing major, so I was burning myself out on writing and English classes. So now I've added a journalism minor and a film studies minor to shake it up a little bit.
Nice.
Wow.
You're diverse.
And now I'm very confident in my major and
Yeah.
feeling good.
Amazing. Well, so real quick, if we want to, how would you guys describe like the academic environment within your department? Because like all of us not being freshmen or sophomores, I feel like we have like a foothold kind of in the door of the academic department. Do you feel like supported by your peers and professors? Just like real quick, we can all go around and talk about that.
I mean, For me in math, it's kind of weird because I'm doing math like elementary, so I don't take as many of the higher courses as like someone who's strictly just math. But like when we're getting to those more like 300, 400 level classes, it's a lot more about collaboration than lecture, which is weird for me, like as a transition, because I've always been like take notes, learn from my notes versus like collaborating with people around me because I love doing things by myself, and I've kind of had to get over that. But it's like having people in those classes who like really care about what they're talking about and they're like actively wanting to find the answers, that makes it a lot better. Like,
You don't think math would be a place where there's people that are passionate
you
like that?
wouldn't think it. It's crazy. No, I walk in, people are already like groups of 5, like doing their little work, like, and they're like, yes, that is such a good approach. Oh my gosh. And I'm like, y'all are really passionate. And honestly, it makes me more passionate. 'Cause sometimes
That's
I
beautiful.
walk into my proofs class and I'm like, I hate this. I hate proofs. I don't want to be here. And then the guy who sits next to me, he's so sweet. And he's always like, Meredith, let's do this together. And I'm like, okay, you know what? You're getting me through this. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate you so much. But I definitely think getting in those higher level classes, it gives you more of like an opportunity to collaborate with those around you. And like, you know that everyone wants to be there, which is the best part. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's what irked me so much in high school was like people had to be in those classes, so if you
they hate them.
so you hate them and then you
Yeah.
don't try, and then it's like, well, why am I here? But here you
Exactly.
know that people want to do, and you all have like kind of similar passions, so it like ignites your passion too.
That's nice, yeah.
Which I really like.
Nice.
Yeah.
I really, like, at this point, we've all chosen what we want to be doing, and so there's that passion behind it, and that definitely, like, uplifts everyone around. I really do feel supported by my major. It's a great community. Even my film studies minor is in the English department, but even journalism, I'm not as involved in that, but I still feel like I'm being very much welcomed by it, even if I'm not like as in it as everyone else in my classes or things like that.
Yeah. That's nice. Yeah, I mean, I think that the history department is really weird. Like, I don't know. And also because I didn't do Running Start, I've been doing GRs for like a really long time, it feels like. And so I'm just getting to the point now where like next quarter I think I'm going to be taking majority history classes. And I don't know, I feel like I know things. I'm starting to see familiar faces. I'm starting to like know people's names when we all like go around and are like, oh, this is my name, this is my major, this is like my year. Like, I'm like, I already know that about you. Like, I don't need to hear it again. But I also, this quarter, the history class I'm taking, I realized like I've been talking to people around me and like it is not all history majors. And I think that's so interesting. Like, the history department is one that lots of people can enter into in higher like class numbers. Like I said, I'm almost taking a 400 level history class, but and you would think like in a 395 history class like everyone is a history major, but we didn't say our majors on the first date because our professor assumed we were all history majors. And then I'm like talking to people and they're like, I'm a classics major, I'm an anthropology major, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, and I'm like, where are all the history majors? I'm familiar with people. I'm starting to recognize them more. I'm excited to the point where I can be in those spaces because I think people are passionate and like have interest and joy, like find joy in learning about these things in my class. But I think that there's more waiting for me in a way, and like it'll be fun and exciting when I get to that point of like it being truly just a group of people who are all like really interested in history. I am scared for that moment as well because
They can fact check you.
the history department is weird.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like, I call them, I don't know, there's just like people who I'm like, you're a history major? That's okay. I don't know. And like, it's very, and history majors, like, it's classic. Like, there's the different types. Like, what would you call me? What do you think my fascination is?
Because American history.
Yeah. Well, no, but I'm saying, like, you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, there's that joke that it's, like, dads all have the same three things that they love. Boats, war, and, like, something else. And history majors is the same thing. Like, everybody has, like, a specification that they just are obsessed with and they love. And I'm scared to the point where I'm sitting in a room and everybody
Honestly,
has
like,
that.
I feel like yours would be, like, socioeconomics. Like, even though you say you don't want to take economics.
I'm obsessed with I'm gonna say this, and then Shayna doesn't have to cut it out, but it is something that I say, and I'm afraid that people will take it the wrong way. I really like have a fascination with QAnon. I think it's like so interesting. I think that the idea, like, and I would say like domestic terrorism is my like specification and perception. I don't know. It's because like there's a lot of it that's happened. Not a lot of people like know about it, and it's very interesting. Like and I found like a niche within the professors in the history department who like are also obsessed with that, and I've started to take classes from like just them. Yeah, it's getting bad. I've avoided professors who like I know are. I've only ever dropped out of one class, and it was a history class. Because on the first day, the professor like he put me to sleep, and I was like, I have to be gone. I have to leave. I'm gonna be gone now. And he taught very ancient history, and I was like, you cannot be have a dull tone, boring when you're teaching like ancient history, because it is already hard. Like you're handing students like old pieces of stone, and you're like, please read these and decipher them. Like you cannot be boring when you're teaching that. I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel supported by the professors. I think that I've like had grown like to really admire and like have a like relationship with outside of class.
I'd say that's more like what I've
and I have my peers that I see them, and I'm like, we get it. Yeah. We were chill.
I think that's like also why I have those peers, is because we've gravitated towards the same like themes of things.
Exactly.
Like, but that's always the same professors too. And
we've in the history department. It's the people who we're all like grieving classes that we wish we could have taken, because they're always getting rid of them in the history department. My freshman year, I was like, my advisor was like, you should take history of the Salem witch trials. Oh. And I was like, absolutely, I will. Not there yet, but I will. And then like 2 years later, I'm ready, and the professor retired.
Damn.
And I'm like,
in the English department, they offer the same classes like every quarter almost, but it's always taught by a different professor, so it has a different
like
focus.
perspective.
Oh. So like, I took an indie comics class last quarter, but the class itself in other quarters has been offered with a completely different focus. So I was like, I need to take this class right now because I really want to learn about indie comics. No, in the history department,
they just throw stuff out. They're just like,
exactly.
People would like that. And I'm like, sure, I'll watch that,
All of the, like, upper bio classes that you need to take, like, at the point I'm at are, like, in and out. Like, you have to get them when they're there. And, like, fat chance I get to take algae. Like, it's...
Algae?
Yeah.
You just heard about algae?
About the algae class. Like, lots of people like it,
You just have to, like... There's so many different cool, interesting ones, and... Like, you just have to be lucky with which ones are available that quarter.
This beginning of this quarter, I really wanted to take. I'd never seen this happen before, but it was a undergraduate class offered to under. There's always on like Web for You for the history department like graduate like master's program classes offered, and I'm always so upset because they look cool. And I want to take them, right. but then my advisor's like, you can't take that, and I'm like, okay, take it. But this beginning of this quarter, there was a class offered, and it was called like History of Colonialism in the United States, and it was 10 people. Ooh. And I was like, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be a good class. I'm gonna enjoy that. And I was like, no way am I getting that. It's 10 people, and I tried hard, and the 10 people that got in that class, they're living a lucky life. Because that class is good. I know it.
Yeah.
And it'll never be offered again.
Yeah. That's how I felt about the English seminar that I'm in this quarter, because the English department always puts out, like, descriptions of each class each quarter, like, what we'll be focusing on. And this one, it's the literature and culture in the 19th century, was focusing on women's, like, literature and studies, and specifically some of the content was going to be, like, recipes and quilts and other fiber arts and scrapbooks, and I was like, I need to get in that class, and that's the moment when you email the professor and you're like, please let me in your class. I emailed the professor. You go on the first day even if they haven't answered your email.
No, you're like, I'm just auditing. I don't really do that, but I'm auditing this.
No, you go up to their desk and you're like, what do you think it'll take for you to let me into the class, or for me to have to talk someone out of talk someone into dropping?
I'll sit on the floor till you bring an extra
totally
seat
okay.
in.
I will provide my own chair.
I'll be quiet, I promise.
Really.
Just let me sit and
I
observe.
did that last quarter one time for a class. I really wanted to take. I had been told by another history major that this professor who I like loved was gonna stop teaching this class, and so I was like, I have to get in. I must take it. And I went on the first day. I emailed him, and I was like, please let me in, please. And then the only other class I'd taken with him was a 100 level like American history course, and he was like, I remember you. I'll let you in.
He's like, I see you.
And,
I hear
and
you.
he was like, we might not have enough chairs every day. And I was like, that's okay. I'll get one from somewhere else. And he was like, you can
Bring
come in
your
the
own.
No, literally.
your own chair.
It was a
Oh, I was
beautiful.
gonna say camping chair.
Yeah, literally.
Fold up.
It was a beautiful moment though. It was my first like. Have you guys all had your? I mean, I don't know how this is with like other classes, but like your first like more like small personal class.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful moment when you have that like where you realize that you are like, this professor knows me by name, and it's like, and he like knows my interests, and or like not he, they know my interests, and they like have like, they're putting like work into me, and
Because they
that's
know
like
you.
yeah, and that's like really nice. Like I think that's a very nice
Yeah,
moment.
it's a great feeling.
Yeah.
It's really sweet.
Yours is unique because I think like Marika works in a lab on
Oh,
campus,
yeah.
a biology
Oh,
lab,
yeah.
and so you have like a very personal
Yeah, I have a
relationship.
connection to someone who can like
Get
invest
you
time
places.
in me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really, really helpful.
It's really nice. Like I think it's a very cool thing, and like you're doing like active lab work, which is like at this point is really cool because
Yeah.
that's like not something that everyone else gets to do.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have a friend who's doing that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I had to go carve a pumpkin for a couple weeks ago.
That's
for
right.
it. Yeah.
The department loves extra hands, loves to welcome everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, we only have a few minutes left, so we're gonna like kind of speed round the last couple questions. Are there any just like for the people watching, for the viewers, are there any courses that you've taken that you would recommend to someone, like so wholeheartedly, just like you should take this before you leave Western, a class that just like really left an impression on you?
Okay.
Does any class.
I don't, particularly for people in STEM, if you get the opportunity to take a class that centers around learning how to present material and talk in front of a group, you absolutely have to take that chance, even if it's not your thing. If you don't like talking in front of people, you like especially need to take that class.
You were talking about this.
The
class.
more
It
experience you
sounded
get,
really good.
yeah, I got lucky, and like it was a very cool class where it was like a small group of people, and we all just spent an entire quarter like preparing a presentation on work. And I am horrible at talking in front of people. I get super shy, but like it's something you have to do in the field, and the more you do it, the easier it gets. And if you have someone teaching you how to do it, and you're in a group of people like going through it together, it's so much easier to learn that way. I 100% recommend taking those opportunities.
Do you remember like the course name?
It was like a one-time. I don't know if they're still doing it. That's why I feel bad. It was some 400 level bio course. It was Professor Zingraf,
Love.
Matthew. Very
Love.
cool guy.
I would highly recommend any course taught by Professor Daniel Chard. I think he's like just one of the best professors in the history department. I really enjoy his style of teaching, and it's really interesting. He like takes multimedia in history, and like that's the way that you learn, and it's like very easy to digest. Like we watch documentaries, we listen to songs, and like we and he like really teaches you how to use your resources as like a history major. Like we went to the archives a few weeks ago, and I wouldn't have gone to the archives if I hadn't taken the class from him, and I found so much stuff, and I've learned like so much. I've gained like relationships with the archives, like archivists at the Western Archives. I feel like because of him. He also like, even if you take the 100 class or you take the like 300 level he gives, both of them, he creates a personal like relationship with his students, and I think that's really important. Also, like he's very different than all the other history professors, I would say. Like he's very poppy, jumpy, like I don't know, and I enjoy that. So yeah, definitely any class from Daniel Chart. I know he teaches 104 and then History of the Pacific Northwest every once in a while, and both of them were amazing. the 104 is what got me really interested in the Vietnam War. It's a fascinating war.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are so many professors that I would recommend taking classes from in the English department, but one specifically, his name is Tony Pritchard. He is a fascinating man in himself. I took a class from him the first quarter I was at Western that was like society and literature. So it was a lower level class as well. Taking that my first quarter at college was insane because it literally like reconstructed like my whole perspective on like being human and existing, and he just kind of brings that to all of his classes. I've taken a couple from him. He has a belief with evidence that rocks are alive, and he brings that up in all of his classes.
Amazing.
And that too is fascinating. Yeah, he has a big focus on like horror as well, and like the queerness of horror, and that is also fascinating. He's an awesome dude.
That's really cool. Coming from math, I don't know. It's hard to recommend a math class because who actually wants to take those? But if you have me, I guess.
Yeah.
If you have a choice of professor, I really like Jeffrey Meyer. He's a really dorky guy. He's so silly. He talks about his like major like focus in the world is studying like curves of three-dimensional figures. He loves geeking out about that. It's so silly. I don't understand it in the slightest. But he's a really nice guy if you ever take a math class with him. But beyond math, astronomy 103 or 9.
Oh, I'm taking that.
Do you have it with Andreas?
I don't know.
Oh, he's like this older like German man.
No.
Oh.
But he came and taught for a couple days.
Andreas,
Yeah.
I love him. My class, he would always like stand on the table, do the wackiest shit.
My guy's not as
Sorry,
cool.
love that guy.
No, you can swear. You can swear.
I love that man. He is so silly. We would like all go to take pictures of the notes. He'd stand on the table and he goes, "I want to be in the picture," and then he'd like pose, and then we could take the picture. And if anyone did it without him, he'd go, "No, redo it." He'd like point at you and go, "Retake the picture with me." He is such a funny guy.
I love,
That's amazing.
Yeah, the wacky professors.
They just make it so much better.
Yeah,
That's
Tony
what Charles
Pritchard.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Okay. Last question. We'll just go around. You can just answer this with kind of like an end cap. We started off with like dream childhood careers. What are you gonna? What's the plan? What's the plan for the major? What are you thinking about?
What's the plan?
What's the plan?
The plan is research, going as far as I can in grad school, contributing to society. In
Love that.
Potentially to a certain extent. But research really, yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I think either teaching or like high school teaching history, I think that there's a lot of potential to like help people there because like you're shaping young people. But I recently kind of have been thinking about the idea of grad school and then working in a museum and doing like archival stuff and maybe curation. I like, you guys ever take those quizzes when you were in like middle and high school that are like, what should you do with your life?
Yeah.
And you're like forced to take them. My answers were always teacher and curation, like art, like
okay.
for a museum curator. I think I would like really wholeheartedly enjoy it, but I just have to like get there. So
Yeah. I know already that I'd like to go to grad school, but in general, I want to be a writer in a broad variety of sense. Like, I like writing fiction, I like writing, like, memoir, personal essay type things, and I also like writing, like, journalistic pieces. Eventually I've considered eventually maybe I'll be a teacher with it, be an English creative writing teacher, but for now, I really just want to use it to write.
Nice. Also, education. Crazy.
it's like Western is like specific for teachers.
That's wild, honestly. No, but specifically, I think like middle school math, like
That's
algebra.
brave.
I know, it's crazy.
I hate my middle school algebra teacher.
I think that's part of the reason I want
I
to do
love
it, honestly. Because, like, I think middle school is where you lose so many kids. Like, that is the dropping off point in a lot of subjects, specifically math. Because, like, honestly, middle school is where they throw all, like, the old teachers who need to retire, but they can't yet.
Yeah.
And, like, they just hate their lives. And they have to
Absolutely.
sit there and deal with pubescent, like, 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Which sucks. It sucks for
Yeah.
the kids. It sucks for teachers. Middle school sucks. But I don't know, my goal is to be sappy and be a light. You know
Wow.
what I mean? You know what I
That's
mean?
beautiful.
Like, honestly, because I had a
Don't let them crush you.
I'll try not. I had some teacher. No, it was this guy in the astronomy class because he was also being a math teacher, and he was like, yeah, you know, I dropped out of high school like because they lost me in middle school, and he was like, and that's why I want to go back and be a teacher. And I was like, oh my god,
That's beautiful.
that like totally switched my perspective a lot, and I was
Yeah.
like, this is really like profound and kind of awesome.
No, I think that like I meet a lot of people who are becoming future teachers, and I feel very my dad's a teacher. That's why like I kinda
My
wanted
parents
to
are
do it.
teachers too.
My
Yeah.
mom.
And like I don't know, I think that there's needs to be like a new generation of like teachers that are made for these students because like my cousins are all like 8 and like 7, 12, I don't know, and they are a handful. Like,
Yeah.
and somebody needs to be there to rein them in. I don't know. Although it does freak me out a little bit sometimes. Like one time I was walking past the Fairhaven like daycare and can't remember, and somebody was like, one of my friends was like, those will be your high school students. And I was like, absolutely not.
You're like, don't even say that to
I
me.
was like, that's too close to me. That's too close to me. Yeah, no.
They also, they need someone who knows their memes because
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
my
don't
mom
even.
came home one time when I was like home for Christmas or Thanksgiving or something, and she went, "Do you know what Rickrolling is?" And I
My
was
dad
like,
will
"Yes,
not
Mom."
stop
This was, like,
rickrolling people. Someone
year
taught
ago.
him how to do it,
Yep.
and
That
he will
is
not
so
stop. He
silly.
called me one time and did it. He like called me for the
And he
purpose of
rickrolled you on
rickrolling
the
me.
phone?
Yes.
No.
I don't even know how you do that. He also on the phone was like, "Lily, what does HOTTOGO mean?" And I was like, "It's a song, Dad."
Oh
And then
my
he was like,
gosh.
on the first day of school, "What should I say? Riz?" And I was like,
No.
"Absolutely not."
My mom
Absolutely
one time
not.
asked me, she goes, "Molly, what does Gucci mean in a slang way?"
trying to I don't even know what skibbity toilet means, and
No.
trying to like and being asked to define it by my parents was hard.
Oh, dude.
I was like, absolutely not. And we went and I got to see my dad's classroom for the first time, and Marika was there with me, and he said something while we were there, and he was like, "I'm cool, I'm hip," and then he said something.
I think it was Riz.
I think it was Riz. And I was like, absolutely. And his students like were unfazed. I was like,
Yeah.
this is bad.
Oh my god. My mom
This is
has a
bad.
list of like banned words in her class. She just will not.
My dad
tolerate
has
them.
rules for his classroom. My dad was my high school teacher.
My mom was my elementary school teacher.
Yeah, I took like I took probably like 15 classes in total for my dad. I went to a high school of 100 people.
Oh,
so
okay.
like there were 5 teachers, and it was like your dad's your history teacher or you go to a different school. And I was like, fair enough. And my dad had always had rules in our classroom number 1, no dying. Number
That's
2,
pretty good, yeah.
no bodily liquids
Okay.
or liquids in general unless it's water. Number 3, no throwing. That one's on me. I did that. I threw something to a friend in high school, and then they fell like straight into a table, and it just like cracked in half.
Ooh.
And then no throwing was put out there.
Added to the list.
Yeah, and the list keeps getting longer, and like I think he put no vaping on there recently, which I never was a problem in high school. So like I was shocked when that happened. I was like,
There
damn.
was
Y'all are
kids in
desperate.
my high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely a huge issue.
I went to high school in Lincoln, Nebraska, guys. There was no way to get a vape.
We had
to my
parent
knowledge.
volunteers who would like monitor people who went in the bathrooms,
Yep.
and then we hated all the kids whose parent would volunteer because we're like, why are
Narcs.
you like a narc? No, for real.
Narcs.
Ugh.
We had
But also
the
like don't
doors
vape
taken
at
off.
school.
Don't vape
like,
at school, obviously.
Don't vape, period, because
promote
you're actually
that.
putting microplastics into your lungs.
Don't promote that in the slightest.
We
but
had
So, like-
kids who would like
People need to go to the
Mid-class.
bathroom.
No, yeah.
people need
That
to
happened
actually
to
go to the
the bus.
bathroom.
That happened on the
We used to have to
bus
sign
one
in with our
time.
student number to go to the bathroom.
That's
That's
insane.
horrible.
My mom works at the same school as my dad. She's a librarian, and like people are eating lunch on the floor of the bathroom. Unsanitary. That's horrible.
People
Don't
do
do
that in
that.
my high school.
When we
Aw.
went to visit my parents, like we had to go to the bathroom, and my mom was like, if there's anyone vaping in the bathroom, tell me. And Frida came
There
back
was
out.
someone vaping in the bathroom. Okay, the context would be there's this college girl, she comes in immediately, she snitches. So I'm not going to be a snitch.
They
You
didn't
can't
know
be
we were in
late.
I know that
college.
it's wrong.
We were.
But
we,
I'm
we
also
looked
not
like
gonna snitch.
we looked like low-key bums.
You're like a cool 20-year-old. You can't snitch on
No,
kids
we
vaping.
were walking. We had to sign in. We had like visitor passes, and like we were
It
like
was so
walking through the
awesome.
school, and all the like high schoolers are looking at us, and they're like, and I was like, we're awesome. They're playing Mario Kart in the lunchroom,
Oh
like on a
my
huge
God.
TV
What?
screen. Yeah, it was insane.
what the heck?
No, the high school was nice too.
They did, however, have like shut down bathrooms. Same issue, I guess.
Yeah.
The shutdown bathrooms is
Commonality.
actually
It's getting
insane.
worse.
It's
I
exhausting.
think. There was never a shutdown bathroom at my high school
They
because
took
I
the
think no
doors off
one
of the
was
bathrooms.
smoking.
Everyone
Well,
just,
that's a
like,
good
is
thing. We don't
violent.
want that.
In Lincoln, Nebraska, like
Dangerous.
if you're doing drugs or you're vaping, like you're, I guess, smart. It's illegal.
Yeah,
So like,
that too.
but I mean, like in Washington, like it's if you're 21, you're fine. Like the weed is legal, but in Nebraska, like it is illegal.
Dang.
And so like, if you got caught doing that, it was not. You're gone.
You're gone.
Like, and so people were not messing around.
That's a good thing.
People
though.
were messing around.
Yeah.
At my high school, they would come to class
There was
hot
definitely
every
people
day.
doing it, and they were just like super sneaky. I don't know. Yeah. No, somebody
Right.
did this. Somebody like I think if you're vaping in public and you're doing it up your sleeve, like
You're not slick.
idiot. And there was like a 12-year-old on the bus a few weeks ago doing it in the back, and I was like, where did you get that? Where did you
Who's
get
buying
that?
those for you?
You're a child. Yeah.
That's
No.
Some people should
Yeah.
one have phones or pocket change. Or
Literally.
iPads. It's all the iPads.
Literally.
They're making
gosh.
the kids vape.
I saw someone
The
this
iPads
Halloween.
make the kids vape.
I saw someone this Halloween on TikTok. I saw someone do this costume. They were an iPad baby for Halloween.
Oh my gosh.
I was
Terrifying.
like, you're absolutely no. Like that's horrible. Yeah. No. Well, you'll handle these problems for us as
Trust,
teachers.
very much.
I'll fix the
You will
world.
fix it.
I will
Thank
personally
you.
stop every
It's
middle
your
schooler
job.
from vaping.
We're actually putting this on you now.
You got it. Okay.
I'm gonna put this out there. Last thing I'm gonna say, I predict vapes will be like fully banned.
I hope so.
At
some
least
point.
it's
It'll always be
banning,
something different, though.
disposables.
It will.
My middle school had a problem. I think it was rat poison.
What?
Rat.
But there's always something.
My school's problem was nutmeg. we were like,
Nutmeg?
oh, you guys like know that if you do so much nutmeg, it causes you can like
yeah.
hallucinate. That, but like that's like very beginner level.
My school had
things.
jewels in middle school.
I
know
think
it's
they were
elementary.
there. I think I was just very like.
middle
I think they were.
Whippets.
I think they were easily hidden.
Your school had whippets?
I don't. Yeah.
Dude,
middle school?
Bellingham has whippets.
I mean,
There's
it's
a
Bellingham.
convenience store where you can buy them.
I'm just thinking about middle school. I'm terrified.
It was unfortunate. You have got this though.
You got it.
You're
strong. You
Say
got
a little-
this.
say a little prayer.
The middle schoolers, the 13-year-olds, they will yell at you. But you'll persevere.
Trust, I know.
But yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Well,
get through it together.
I remember my middle school bio teacher. She changed my life, not like in a small way, but I still remember her. It's important.
my middle school bio teacher was cool. She like I had two teachers that were like very strange, that not strange like in the way they acted, but strange in like it was strange that I ran into them in a way. My middle school bio teacher, she went to the like small high school I went to too, and it was very like you had to elect essentially to go to this small high school. Like you had to like apply, and she was like, sorry, we're wrapping up. And she was like, she had gone, and it was a very like weird coincidence, and I felt very like there was like a weird thing between us that I was like, it's weird that you also went there. But she made me like biology a little bit more, until she made me cut open a cow eye, and then I was like, absolutely
that
not.
would lose me.
I'm done. And then there was a football coach in high school who, for some reason, he really liked me because I got his daughter into theater, and which like.
Creative
Sorry,
safe outlets.
Sophia, I ruined your life. I regret every person who I talked into doing theater. But he liked me because of that, and he asked me like my senior year, he was like, where are you gonna go to college? And I was like, I think I'm gonna go to a school called Western Washington University. It's like small, and it's like in this small town, and I've never been there, and no one's ever heard about it. And he was like, I went there, and I was like, what? I was like, 'cause that's crazy. Like, it's from Lincoln, Nebraska to Bellingham, Washington. Like,
Dang.
yeah. And so, yeah. And I got to ask him like a bunch of questions. It was very cool. Yeah. But weird relationships with them.
Teachers are amazing things.
They are. That's
Yeah.
what you should take away from this is that teachers are amazing and they benefit society in a way that is underappreciated. And they should be paid more.
Absolutely.
And they should get
As
more
the daughter of a
benefits.
teacher.
And they should, and also like maybe let's go down to a 4-day-a-week school week.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Let's
Because
take
that's
Wednesdays
like,
off.
like it's
I
proven that it's
personally-
better.
Midday
it's
week
proven
break.
that it's
They have
better.
early release.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
anybody else? Any final thoughts we have today?
Good luck with
Yeah.
classes and majors and
Quarters, almost
everything.
quarters, like
We're on,
not
like, week 6,
we're not wrapping up, but we're like
7?
we're kind of getting there.
My gosh.
Yeah, so you know, like we hope that you guys are all doing well. You actually won't see this until winter.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Shocker.
And that's
That's
my
good.
that's my burden that I
That's
have to
what I'm
bear
saying.
for you.
General.
Yeah,
good
luck with classes in general.
majors,
Yeah.
graduating.
If you
grad
haven't picked your
school.
major, maybe this inspires you to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hope that, and yeah, you know, go talk to professors and don't be afraid of them, honestly,
Mhm.
like, and just like ask questions, because that's all you can do. And it's okay to take your time. Like, obviously, everyone's different, as we can see today, and not everyone is certain and goes into it with like a headstrongness of like, this is what I want to do, and changing your opinion and choice is perfectly okay. So,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
well,
Awesome.
it's been great to chat, guys. I don't know who won today. Certainly wasn't me, because I got a 4 out of 15 on a bio quiz. But yeah, it's been great.
I think I know who it is. I think it was Molly.
Molly got an A. Molly got a 10 out of 10.
I mean, if
Great
it was only
work.
out of 10.
Molly added comments to
Versus
hers.
I was at a 15. No.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna start drama. My bad.
Yeah, no. So we'll see you guys next time. Please watch us on YouTube. Oh, here, let's
Big
get
ol'
a
A
little
right there.
picture. Let's all hold them up and
Okay.
show our grades. Love. Super exciting. Yeah, follow us on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok at Wavelength WW. That's how you find us. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys next time. Get psyched about that. I can't. No spoilers. I won't tell you what's happening.
Ooh.
Because I don't know. It's always a mystery. Me and Molly, you know, we meet up and we're like, what should we do next?
We just show up and talk.
Yeah, we really do.
And sometimes there's people here.
Sometimes guests.
lit.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been wonderful to chat with all of you. This is Tripping on Bricks, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Wavelength is a program of the Associated Students of Western Washington University, and we'd like to thank WWU's Digital Media Center for production support, as well as our music composer, Austin Colwell from Harbor Day. You can find a link to Austin's music in the episode description below.